Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the hut room. My name is Harry Taylor. We have one happy occasion in the house tonight. One happy anniversary sitting right over here in front. Eddie and Sal. Give them a nice round of applause. Many happy I think you ought to give her a little kiss there, sort of make it sexy. Go ahead, Eddie. My goodness, that wasn't much. How many years has it been? 20. It looks it, too. How many children? 2. Tried it twice, didn't like it, I guess. Brother Jay over here, our big fertilizer man. He's really worked himself to the top of the heap, too, I might say. They were supposed to be here last night, but he explained things were piling up on him. He couldn't quite make it. Look at, they get so mad when you say fertilizer, you know. It's plant food, strictly plant food. That's the wonderful story. The couple moved to this swanky neighborhood over here in Bird Neck, and the old man gets on the phone. He says, send me up 400 pounds of fertilizer. Daughter goes to him and says, Mother, can't you please get Father to refer to it as plant food? When you move to a neighborhood like this, it is no longer fertilizer, it is plant food. Mother says, Rose, don't fight it. It took me 18 years to get him to say fertilizer. Then we have our bakers right in front. Boy, they got a pretty good bun on right now, too, haven't they? Now, Brown, he's not a steady drinker. Like his wife never knew he drank till one day he came home sober. That's like Brother Tom over here. My goodness. He had a phone call up in the room the other night, and he said, hello? She said, hello, this is Shirley. He says, Shirley? I don't know any Shirley. She says, yes, you do. She says, I was the good sport you were out with at the convention. You remember last winter? Oh, he said, for crying out loud. Shirley, how have you been? I wonder whatever happened to you. Well, she says, I'm pregnant and I'm going to commit suicide. He says, boy, you are a good sport, ain't you? Look at over in the corner. Look how hard they're trying over there. Look at, they're not going to buy the second drink until they know what's going to happen over there. Oh, that's the way they are down this part of the country. The fellow says, oh, man, a few words, will you or won't you? She says, oh, Johnny, don't, but you talk me into it. He says, to hell with you. It took you too long to make up your mind. And, of course, we have our druggist right here in front, too. Anything I like to see is a male druggist. There ought to be a law against lady druggists, I swear. If I had $1 for every time I walked up to a lady druggist and said, give me a package of spearmint gum. There's something about those last 3 seconds that just freezes me. I've walked in, I come out with a bushel basket for everything. He lit his cigarettes, certainly, and his own wife, too. But that's the first time in a long time, isn't it? Mm-hmm. She said yes, he said no, yes. Some of you know this. They just came out with a new kosher cigarette with a new gefilte filter. Wonderful cigarette, Bill. You cut the tips off, and it's an excellent smoke. One of the very finest, you know. The newlyweds getting about 2 seconds ahead of everybody else. When they trying to tell a bride what to do on her wedding night is like trying to give a fish a bath. Well, we're going to do a little tobacco number for you. Here we go. Hey, well, right there. Here we go now. What do you get it for? $25 bid now, $30, $35, $45 bid. I had a dream the other night when I got higher than a kite. The weirdest dream, I wish I'd never had it. A gorgeous gal in a low-cut blouse, she asked me to her mother's house. Now how was I to ever know she ran it? They just got it over here. She looked so like a bachelor girl, any bachelor would do, you see. I felt low down, that's when she slapped me. Did you get that one? I felt low down, that's... Ain't nobody sleeps on this show. I thought she was an innocent maid. I asked her if she could be made to love me, and this is what she said. $25 bid now, $30, put a hoodle, give me 30, make it 30 better now, 30. Give me 30, hoodle, give me $30 bid. $30 bid now, 35, hoodle, give me 35, make it 35, make it 35. Oh, a better at a $35 bill. She said no, and I
said yes, but it's still a man's world, I guess. So I gave her all that I possess. Broke, I wasn't wanting more, even though she was a more attractive maiden than I'd seen before. I couldn't get it through my mind that she could ever be that kind. For behind every beautiful maiden is a beautiful behind. Now that's sort of philosophical when you think of it, isn't it? She's got me working there all day. What I'm doing I will not say, but if you come, you're apt to hear me say $25 bid now, $30 put it together, 30 make it 30 better now, $30 put it together, 30 put it together, $30 bid. $30 bid now, 35 put it together, 35 make it 35 make it 35. So that girl for a $35 bill, just call me madam. I'm a call boy auctioneer.
We have a very serious dentist sitting right in front over here. My goodness, you look down in the mouth there, doctor. Funny, Doc was telling me how I never realized women were so sensitive about having teeth drilled. He had this lady in the office the other day, and he said, Madam, he says, you have 4 cavities here on your x-rays. I think we can drill 2 this afternoon. We'll get 2 next week. Oh, she says, please don't tell me that. I just go to pieces whenever I hear that drill. She says, I have had 6 children. I would rather go through childbirth than have a tooth drilled. He says, well, make up your mind so I can adjust the chair. And our 2 paper men over there, Travis, I can't tell you what kind of paper, but if you're looking for a roll. So if you have to make the trip, throw some on the floor. It makes them feel sort of happy. Things are working out well over there. There's Travis, you know that one? What's the difference between a roll of paper and a shower curtain? Well, you ain't going to get an invitation to my house, that's for sure. Where's then the one about the little 7-year-old girl in the mountains comes up to her mother. She says, Mommy, can a 7-year-old get pregnant? She says, of course not, dear. Kid goes to the door, okay, boys, same game. Because I like the one about the gorgeous girl pulls up in a brand new automobile alongside the 2 sailors. She says, how would you boys like something you never had before? One sailor says, you gotta run like heck. She's got leprosy. I always say a woman spends all her life waiting to say 2 little words. I do. The minute she says those 2, she says 2 others. Not tonight. Either that or I'm tired. Boy, we hit that one close to home, didn't we? Look at the arguing going on over here. That's you, Bert. No, that's you, Gert. You wonder, Louis, how all night long I've been able to spot who was married and who wasn't? I'll give you a little tip. The next time you come into a nightclub, we always know how to spot her. Notice the married woman, she gets slapping right off the bat, you know. Bring me a double scotch and soda. Watch that same woman sober up when the waiter comes up and says, last call, madam. She says, oh, Herbert, I'm so tired. 3 minutes after she hits that car seat, she's faking it, you know. And he's sick because he's already gone for $7 with his own wife. There's the guy I feel sorry for. He gets her home, he can't keep her awake for a second. Yeah, you're right. He's lucky to keep her awake for the first. I never thought of that. You married men, Max, see if you don't agree with me. There's only one time when a married woman is always ready. Always ready. 8:30 in the morning when you got to catch an 8:45 bus. No! The hair's all hanging down. Everything's lying in the dresser drawer. You'd do better to jump in the dresser drawer. You get that cold cream routine in the morning? Well, you lean over, kiss him, you slide halfway into the bathroom.
Since we have sort of a mixed group here, we have some older people and some very young people.
You should have seen what was nodding when I said that. Old death warmed over there. It's like the 85-year-old man comes up to his doctor. He says, Doctor, he says, you remember that salt they used to give us in the First World War to sort of help us forget the girls? Doc says, yeah. He says, mine's just starting to work.
So the doc gives him a physical. He says, I'm sorry you have a little angina pectoris. You'll have to cut out about half your love life. The fellow says, which half? The half I talk about? The half I think about?
That's the definition of an old maid. Someone that's old before she's made. Of course, you know how to tell an old man in the dark. It's not hard. But anyway, I tried to throw that one. I didn't throw it far enough. Of course, my favorite's the one about the 85-year-old man going to marry the 20-year-old girl. He comes up to Doc Knapp over here, and he says, his first physical, Doc says, I have to warn you, this difference in the ages could be fatal. Fellow says, she dies, she dies.
I got the greatest story for you. The one where the fella, goes to his doctor for his yearly physical, and Doc gives him the physical. He said, for your age, 72, you're in the greatest physical shape of any man I ever saw. Anything bothering you? Well, he says, yes, Doc, frankly, there is. When I make love to my wife the first time, it's the greatest. But he says the second time, I break out into a cold sweat, perspiration all over. It's terrible, just terrible. Doc says, boy, he's 2 times a man of your age. That's fantastic. But he says, I'm sure through hormones, we'll be able to find the reason for these flashes. Just then the wife sticks her head in the door. She says, Doc, I'll tell you the reason. First time's in February, second time's in July.